Hello everyone, I'm Jensen. This is my intro to management and learning agility video where I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I learned about learning agility and how it can help me in my business career as well as my personal life. I'm going to talk a little bit about my career goals and objectives. I'm going to talk a little bit about Google's hiring questions and practices and how it relates to learning agility and finding the right candidates. And then I am also going to talk about relating it to my future career and goal aspirations. So, as I said, my name is Jensen. This is my fifth year at UNL. I started out as a PGA golf management major, and then I also decided to do business administration as well. I love sports of any kind. I grew up playing hockey and golf mainly. I am as an assistant golf pro at Highlands Golf Course, so golf's kind of my main sport I follow anymore, along with football. And then I am also very big into auto racing and things of that nature as well. So some of my career goals and objectives, I want to be a director of golf or instruction or an outside sales rep for a golf company or a golf course, something like that. So basically, I want to be in charge of either running the golf course and the golf operation, instruction itself, or I want to be an outside sales rep and be selling people the products. And I want to do this because I want to be a director of golf and an instruction to help people learn to enjoy the game of golf more. I want to change the way they view golf and get more people interested and into the game because I love it. I mean, you get to be outside, you get to be with your friends, playing for fun, competitively, whatever you want to do. And then I also want to make golf accessible to everyone, which is why I want to be an outside sales rep, because then I can start to sell clubs, which are the most expensive part of golf, to more people and get more people into the game. So learning agility, it's very important. It helps shape how we grow and how we are viewed to others and to ourselves. It's one of the most important things as far to learn as far as management. If you don't have learning agility as a manager, you're not going to make it very far. As far as innovating goes, one thing that I found was with golf club fitting. I've been doing that for quite a while now, but after talking to a pro recently, I learned more about swing weight and how it affects golf club fitting. So I added that to my repertoire, and through his innovation and me being open to implement it, it's really improved my fitting techniques and ability, and I've had more people happier with their golf club fittings than ever before. My next thing is with performing, I need to get as much golf club fitting experience as possible, either myself getting fit or fitting other people. It's a very important thing if I want to become a great fitter myself and teacher. So I need to, get experience in that area of performing them. I need to get experience receiving them so I can kind of plan out what I'm trying to do and kind of understand what makes other people so good at it. Then reflecting, I need to get feedback from other experienced pros. I need to get their information with my fitting and my teaching ability and be able to sit there and let it sink in and bring it back into my own abilities and just let it sit there and figure out how to apply it to my future teaching and fittings. And then risking, I did this doing a demo day. It was the first one I've ever done. It was extremely nerving. There's 5, 10, 15 people coming at you at one time wanting to get fit for golf clubs. And I mean, I've only fit ever one person at a time. And I mean, it was a risky experience for me because if I didn't do it well, everyone was going to get mad, get bad fittings, and no one would buy golf clubs. But I managed to keep everyone happy and got everyone fit correctly, and now it's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm glad I did it, and that's one thing where risking is very important. I mean, if you don't ever go out and do it, you never know if you really like it. So as far as Google selection criteria goes, they first talked about general cognitive ability, and for me to have that general cognitive ability, it kind of relates to all four of the items in innovating, performing, reflecting, and risking because you need to be innovative to have a good cognitive ability because you need to be thinking of new ways to become more efficient. You need to always be performing and watching other people and making sure they're doing it correctly, making sure you yourself are doing it correctly, or if there's an easier way to do it, or if there's another way to do it that might work better. You need to always also be reflecting and taking in those new ideas and considering them. Be open to criticism and constructive criticism and things of that nature as well. And then you also need to be risking because, again, you need to always try new things because that will not only help your general cognitive ability, but it'll also help you in your future as well. Next, leadership they talked about. And again, I think you need all four traits for leadership. You need to be innovative in how you manage and handle your employees. You need to always be able to help your employees. You need to be able to lead them, show them how to do things, and then you also need to back up and let them do things and learn from both scenarios. And you also need to reflect on what happened every day of the week. Every day is a different day as a manager. There's no 2 days you do the same thing ever. So you always need to be able to reflect and learn what happened one day could have happened again another day. You never know. And same thing with risking. I mean, you got to be able to take risks as a manager and be willing to stick your neck out there for the people you're leading, and hopefully help them find some new ways to do things, or else find a new way for you to do something. And then they talked about googliness. That's really about innovating and performing. When he talked about it, he talked a lot about how they bring people in from all sorts of different facets of career fields and everything like that because they bring new ideas to Google. I mean, they talked about the industry being so boring and everyone's the same thinking wise, that having those new ideas have really helped them grow and prosper. And same with performing. People are all performing new tasks, new ideas, things of that nature. And then role related knowledge was what he said was the least important in their selection criteria because you can always develop it. But you need all four traits to learn or excel in any field. You need to be able to learn and do all that stuff if you don't know how to do it, or even if you do, you still need to learn new ways to do things. You need to always be considering new ideas that you hear. So what I want to do is I want to master teaching golf. And this is a skill that's going to take a lot of time for me to develop and learn. It's always adapting. The golf swing is always changing. There's always new things to learn. Club technology is always different. It's always changing. And then you never truly ever understand and know everything. I mean, the best teachers in the world always say they only know 90% of what there is out there. There's still so much to learn for anyone and everyone. So as far as teaching golf and learning agility, you need to be innovative. I've learned that from all the pros. They're always finding new ways to diagnose and correct swing flaws. They're always coming up with new drills and ideas. I mean, if you have a student doing something wrong and you just take a step back and sit there and just observe and think about what you're observing, you can come up with a lot of new drills and ideas just utilizing someone's golf club, a tee, something like that in golf, and you can come up with all these new drills that'll help. And you can also learn new drills from talking to other pros. And then performing, I need to find similarities in different lessons. So by performing a lot of lessons, I can kind of learn how different people learn the golf swing differently. And then I also need to learn from other teaching pros as well and how they teach and what's different from mine. And then as far as reflecting on that goes, I need to get feedback from pros and my students on how my teaching is, what I could improve on, what they didn't learn too well from, what I did really well in teaching them. And I need to keep a teaching journal too, so I can jot down notes about if I didn't think someone got anything out of it, if I feel like they got something great out of it, or if someone had a really great thing they had to tell me about what I could improve or what I'm doing really well. And lastly, I need to take risks. I need to try new drills and ideas and be willing to take on new explorations, whether it's doing a group clinic where I just talk in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. I've never done anything like that, but I think that could be the next step for me as far as that goes. And then the things I don't want to do is defend. I don't want to ever think there's only one way to teach the golf swing, because there's not. There's a million swings out there, and I want to have a passion, but I don't want to be irrational for the same reason. I mean, there could be a new way that comes along to swing the golf club that could work just as well as anything else. And I always just need to keep these in mind. And overall, I think by learning a lot more about learning agility and all these different areas of it, could really help me improve my management ability as well as my future career aspirations of becoming a golf teacher.